Hey, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cool Table. This is our fallback happy hour. We haven't seen any of you in 100 years. It really has been a very long time since we've had a broadcast. Heidi and I did Bridgerton Book Club 2 months ago.
Is that what it was?
I mean,
I was trying to remember. Yeah, I was trying to remember if it was that one or if it was the Shadow and Bone. I couldn't remember.
Are you doing the second book? Are you doing the second Bridgerton book?
We did the fourth book. We did recently did Colin's book. So that's the last one we did. We're powering through them. We got done with Benedict. We got them with Colin. In the next 3 months, we'll do Eloise's book. Eventually, we'll get to Francesca's.
Have they released a release date for the new show? It's not going to be Christmas, right?
We would know that. I think it's like mid-January or early February.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be Christmas originally. I was very excited that it was going to be Christmas, but I don't think it is. Everything's coming out in January. That's what we're here to talk about anyway, is all of the stuff that's happening. And we're going to have to talk about once 2022 hits. But first, I love you all. I'm Beth, and I'm drinking a White Claw out of this really nice glass.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Mm-hmm. Where'd you get that glass?
West Elm.
Nice.
It's really pretty.
Yes, I have to tell Ryan not to use them because he breaks things. And I was like, those are really expensive. I didn't get those at Home Goods. Could you please not use them? Therefore, when Heidi come and visit. Therefore, when I have visitors.
I was just telling. So I'm Heidi. I'm drinking something that my husband made me. I think it has vodka in it. No, I know what this is. We ran out of cranberry juice, and so he put a juice box from the kids' lunches. He just opened that right up, stuck that in there. It's very ingenious.
Please tell me it wasn't apple juice, because that would just...
No, I think it tastes like fruit punchy, but it's one of those nasty organic ones that no one should drink, but my kids don't have a choice because I have to look like a good mom for all the lunch ladies.
Yeah. No Capri Suns for y'all?
No, well, no. When they come home, sure. No, because they send home letters. Have you guys seen those? Well, they'll send home a note like, your child had an unhealthy lunch today. Next time, please don't send. And they'll write out what you sent. Like if you send chips, or if you send like a cupcake, or like anything that they deem as, they will send a note home.
No.
Welcome to California.
Yes. Do you then take that letter and then wipe your whole ass with it?
It has never changed anything, except for I did have to teach my kids how to open everything on their own, because the only reason they would see it is if my kid raised their hand like, hey, help me open up my cupcake. And so I just taught him you got dental insurance. We'll just use your teeth.
Why would you why would you use scissors when your teeth are right there?
Exactly. I cannot believe that happens. And I don't love living in a red state, but by God, my kids eat fruit snacks and string cheese and goldfish every day. They're in their teens, and this is still what they eat.
So. I'm just glad they're eating personally.
Mm-hmm. Right. Is my kid alive? Are they here? Are they eating?
Yeah. I'm eating. I have blow pop. I have a whole thing of Halloween candy.
Nice.
California.
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
At a party.
I was saying how you were talking how Ryan breaks all your dishes. Mm-hmm. All of mine are chipped right now, everything I own, because I have 3 small children and a husband. And so I'm thinking in March we hit our 15th anniversary. I'm thinking every 5 years we need to just replace everything.
Yeah.
All the plates, all the utensils, just everything needs to be thrown out and replaced.
Yes. I mean, I have had a household with Ryan for almost 20 years, and we don't have any of the same plates or the same glasses.
I think I've replaced them one time. I mean, I've when I see something at Costco, I'll buy a small set of cute bowls, but I'm talking everything, all of my everything has chips in it right now. Every single thing I own.
We gave our plates away to Ryan's mom years ago. They were the Fiesta ware.
Yeah.
Those are our original plates.
My registration wedding 15 years ago, they were red on top and black underneath, from Target. I don't know why I thought I was going to like that. So those are long gone. Now they're all white.
That sounds very Trading Spaces of you.
Very, very. Who was it that would do that? Heidi or Hilda? Hildy. That's what it was.
Hildy. Yeah. Hello to everybody in the chat. Hey, Faith. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Sheila. Hey, Emma. Hey, Shelly. I'm glad y'all are here.
Oh, hey, it's my turn. I'm Amy. I'm drinking a Bloody Mary because Jamie inspired me today, and I couldn't have one until late because Gia wanted to go play tennis like at 3:00 in the afternoon. So I needed to be a little sober. I am drinking out of Crate and Barrel glasses that are like classic Crate and Barrel. So you ask them, what glasses are you never going to discontinue? And for 20 years, these have been a part of their line. So when I go to Crate and Barrel, I'm always like buying like one or two because we're always cracking one.
It's a smart way to do it. I'm still at the stage where like we have plastic plates still. Not for as adults, but like my kids, I still don't trust them. My youngest one, at least, I still don't trust her with a real plate. So I still have like it looks like a Tupperware explosion in my. I'm ready to be done with little kids. I'm ready.
I remember getting rid of them. Well, yes, but then you'll have that moment of like. I remember like when I switched Ruby to regular size hangers, I texted Beth and I was like, I'm way more emotional about this.
Yeah, that was a hard one. That was a hard one.
We still have some plastic. We have actually a lot of plastic dishes that we use all the time because they're easier to clean. Like the food just kind of runs right off of them. The matte plastic ones from Target. We have pink and gray ones, and they're cute, and I don't care. And the other dishes that we have that I do hate, but Ryan wanted, were Corelle, like the really thin
ones.
My God. Hate those.
I hate
they don't break. They don't break.
And how is it? Because they feel like they would break. They're so thin when you stack them. They feel fragile.
I detest them. And that's what we use. We use Corelle and we use the plastic ones from Target because I've yet to like replace what I had before. And I can't stand it. I can't stand it. But anyway, so don't get Corelle, guys. Don't do that. Faith just said she's having hot tea. It's in the 40s in her part of Florida.
In Florida? What is happening?
It's cold here. I walked down the street in a tennis skirt and my Raynaud's kicked in.
Well, we painted the outside of our house this week. If you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, you saw a little bit of it. And it was freezing. It was so cold. I can't believe we did it. It was in the 40s all week, and we painted the outside of our house.
And the paint was cool with it. Sometimes paint is like, no, you need to be a little bit warmer.
Well, no, we're lime washing, which you can do really when it gets pretty cold. So it worked out fine. You can do that in the rain if you wanted.
Oh, all right. Can we talk about this stupid thing on my face so I can get rid of it?
Yep, let's hear it.
I went to my first Comic-Con yesterday. No, not my first. That's a lie. I've been to one before with Ruby, the same one, Rhode Island Comic-Con. It's a small little cutesy con, very inexpensive. So lots of children there, very anime forward. So I was mostly like, who's that? What's that? Who is that person? Lots of My Hero Academia, lots of Danganronpa stuff. Like, I didn't know who anybody was. No major media presence there except for Ghostbusters. So some dudes walking around with like what do they call? They're not light, whatever the things they shoot off in Ghostbusters are.
Like major press, like Paul Feig was there from like.
Oh no! Like they had like a huge booth and like a bunch of like their own cosplayers.
Okay.
The only famous people were the people that you could to do autographs and photos with. And because it's such a small con, I would be like, oh, hey, there's William Shatner. Or, oh, hey, there's that wrestler guy. Or, hey, there's the soup Nazi.
That's random.
Comic-Cons really will get anybody.
Yeah. Ruby and her friends had a photo op with one of the My Hero Academia voice actors, but she ended up not feeling well and wasn't there. So I got a refund. And then I'm not going to lie, I almost used that refund to get my own photo shoot with the actor who plays, is it Todd Packer on The Office?
Oh, Dave Koechner.
Yeah, he was there. But then I was just like, at this point, like kids were everywhere and then texting me every 5 minutes. Like they want freedom, but then they're like, where are you? I can't find you, which basically means I want my money because I was the holder of all the cash.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how.
Really nice, by the way. He's a very nice guy.
Oh, now I'm mad that I didn't do it.
Yeah, you should have.
But I once I realized they were selling Bloody Marys and the line was not long at all, and I found this old geezer who was like, "Oh, I'm the Bloody Mary master," and it was just Horseradish Town. I was like, "I'm never leaving this place." It was the greatest day of my life. I had so much fun. And then you haven't truly lived until you get in the car to go home, and then every car is like, "Ms. Machado, it's officially Christmas season. Will you blast Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You," as we drive down I-95? And I was just like, oh my God, who needs drugs when you have the 7th graders?
Oh gosh, Ruby's friends sound amazing.
They're so fun. They went as Homestuck characters. It's some kind of web comic about trolls who have candy corn looking horns, but also do mushrooms that are like drugs.
Gotcha.
Did people recognize them? Like everyone knew who that was?
They were rock stars. And the
love
cool thing is that it's been around for a long enough time that a lot of the artists at the different tables knew who they were.
Oh, that's cool too.
So
That's
it
really
was a lot of
cool.
fun. But
you should have taken your refund money and seen William Shatner and talked shit about Sam Heughan just to see his like eyelids start twitching at you.
I thought of that, except for it was like $35 compared to $250.
Oh,
It was very expensive.
still would have been great to like get him to talk about Sam Heughan, or just go talk to him, like just fawn about Sam Heughan to William Shatner would have been very much fun.
Right? I could have made up some like fiction about like my night of Sam Heughan.
Or you could just like ask him like, "What are you doing here? Sam's not here. I thought you were just like his handler. What have you ever done?"
Anyway, I'm taking this fucking thing off. So yeah, people would like yell at me and they'd be like, "Loki," and I would be like, "I'm Sophie," and then I realized I wasn't Sophie, I was Sylvie.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Did y'all know that the Michael Myers mask is a Captain Kirk mask?
William Shatner, yeah.
Yeah. Really? I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah, I didn't either until recently.
I was very tempted to watch this last one. I don't like scary movies, but one of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is in it, Kyle Richards, who was in the original one, and that was kind of tempting to me.
I just saw that she was in the original one. Like that.
She was in the original Halloween?
Yeah.
She was one of the little girls that Lori,
Yeah.
whatever her name, the character is babysitting Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, wow.
And spoiler alert, she must live because she is going to be coming back for the next one.
Oh, nice.
Well, I heard this last one sucked, so
I haven't seen any of those because I was raised in a super conservative, Christian family that didn't do scary horror movies. So I've never seen any of them. The scariest thing I saw as a kid was Jurassic Park, and I didn't sleep for like a month after I watched that.
Oh my gosh.
I just remembered like a couple of days ago, one time after church on Sunday, we would always go over to someone's house and like hang out. And one time someone had the Faces of Death video after church, and we watched that. Do you know what Faces of Death is?
No.
It's real
We
footage
both
of
have equal confused looks on our faces.
Faces of Death is real footage of people dying.
What?
Why?
Yeah. So it's like people in the electric chair, or video footage of someone who might get like trampled or who gets shot. Like it's like the original
Like snuff films?
snuff films.
Oh my god.
Why is that okay to have? Like,
Emma says, "Do not Google, do not suggest."
No.
oh, God, thank you, Emma. I can't believe that's like a thing that's legal. I thought that kind of stuff was.
You used to be able to rent it at the Pick-a-Flick video store.
Oh my gosh.
Yikes.
You know what?
Pick-a-Flick.
Pick-a-Flick. We went to Pick-a-Flick 3. That was because it was a chain.
I've never heard
But
of
yeah, I
Pick-a-Flick
was like
either.
thinking of like, wow, youth group was wild.
Youth group was wild. Let's talk a little bit about youth group because I wanted to talk about Chris Pratt.
Oh yeah.
and
I saw the
his-
best tweet today. It was like, too many of you people don't have evangelical people in your in your orbit. The
No.
way that people are reacting.
It's like, I think, okay, so there was, if you don't know, Chris Pratt like put up an Instagram caption with this picture of his wife fawningly looking at him. And the caption is all about him. It's about
Mhm.
her, but all of it's in relation to him. It's all about what she does for him or how she looks at him or whatever. Anyway. And it's like, we met at church.
Heidi, you're gorgeous. You kind of have like her same look. Can you do
Oh.
like this? Can you do the look she was giving him? Like where it was like, oh, no.
I went the wrong way. I was
Yeah.
going to try and stare at Beth, but
But her mouth was like open, like
I don't know. That's my bad
Awful.
side.
I probably shouldn't eat this Laffy Taffy. But anyway, so it's disgusting, but it's also peak youth minister energy. Like everything about it just looks like he has
My
just
hot
turned,
wife.
yes,
My hot
smoking hot
wife.
wife.
Yeah.
He's turned into just a youth pastor. It's gross as can be. But the worst thing about the caption was that he said, "She gave me a healthy daughter." And everybody on the internet is like, "You bastard, you have a son who was born premature, who's had a ton of health problems." And it just felt like such a shitty move. So, of course, Anna Faris starts trending on Twitter. Everybody's like pumping her up and supporting her and hating on Chris. And then he gets on his Instagram last night and is like, "I woke up, I was kind of bummed when I went to sleep and like, I really just was feeling bad. And I woke up and I didn't want to work out. I was so sad I didn't want to work out. But like, I put on my Christian music playlist and went out in the woods and just like had it out. Like I was the right thing to do." I was like,
he's like, "Have you ever done lunges to jars of clay?"
Jars of
it
clay.
is.
He didn't apologize at all.
No!
He didn't
No.
clarify anything about his son.
He didn't say, "I love my son.
No.
I love."
Does he still? Do they still share? They still share custody of him? He has a relationship with him.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Wow.
I mean, it's an unbelievably like dick move. But if you are a former evangelical, just everything about it is so many red flags. Like just the way he talked about her, talking about church, saying he had to have a Christian music playlist. It was gross.
I'm sure he sees it as his ministry. Like, oh, look how brave I'm being, talking about my faith whenever I'm this popular and this famous. Look, I'm serving the Lord by sacrificing so much with this caption.
I think he would be like, honestly, I think he's at the point where he's afraid not to say something. Every time he says something publicly about his own personal life, he has to say something about church or God or Christian something.
What do you think he's scared of?
I think his church. I think
Where does he go? Do you know?
I think he goes to Hillsong.
I thought he was at Zoe. I thought he was at Chad Beach. Well, one of those big ones down there.
He's either at Chad Beach's or he's at
Chad Beach's is Zoe, but I don't know which. I don't know.
Our friend Tiffany would know. Where's Tiffany?
Yeah, she would. Where's Tiffany? She would know.
But I think that he's probably got some like fear of the powerful people in that space. That he's got such a huge platform. I mean, obviously, he's like one of the biggest names in like action movies and Marvel and all that kind of stuff. And they're probably like, don't not shoot your shot to get people to see Jesus every time you say something publicly. That's what I think it is.
But being so fucking tone deaf to not know how to really actually help people see Jesus. Like, ask for forgiveness. Admit when you've done something dumb. Give them better music to work out to. Like,
I don't think he ever will. It's unbelievable, like how you can go from being like everybody's like
favorite
big brother himbo energy to gross smoking hot wife youth pastor energy. I mean, those are diametrically opposed. There has never been a himbo in the world who turned into a youth pastor. How did he do this?
I mean, at least once a week, I watch the bloopers video of him talking about Kim Kardashian making a comeback on Parks and Recreation. You know, like, well, someone came on her back, you know, and I just like that guy is now.
Yeah, like that bloopers video. Is that the one where he's talking about
my therapist has COVID. Just FYI, I just found out.
No.
Get your fucking vaccines, assholes.
So is that
she's vaccinated? She's vaccinated.
Oh, it's somebody else giving it. Yeah.
Somebody gave it to her, breakthrough or whatever.
So is that the bloopers video where he's talking about like hot snakes of lava coming out?
Yes. And then when he throws the briefcase and it
breaks
the wind.
Yeah. Great blooper video.
And then he's wiping and wiping and wiping. It's like he's wiping a magic marker.
And that's all. I think that's all like
improv, like improvised,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Like that switcheroo is dangerous.
Yeah.
It makes me sad. Emma just said, I don't know if an apology would make things better or worse.
Well, even just acknowledge your son. He didn't even acknowledge
Yeah.
the fact that he had the son, that he could understand why that came across as dickish or
Right. And it needs to be like, I saw a girl on TikTok like pretending to be Chris Pratt PR, and she was just like, "Oh, this is the worst thing I've ever read. Oh, well, no, you can't get out of this." And I wanted to be like, eventually, like he should have something about his son, like
I'm wondering if
taking him
there's a
somewhere.
rule about not talking about him somewhere, because there's nothing on his social media about his son anywhere that I saw. I mean, I didn't scroll back that far.
Oh, that could be true. That's
Maybe he's not allowed to talk about him.
But that's not the case for Anna. Like, unless their custody agreement
That's what
says
I'm
something.
wondering.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I would be very shocked if a custody agreement told somebody as powerful and important as Chris Pratt that he couldn't post about his son. I mean, like,
yeah.
that'd be crazy, I think.
Like,
Maybe.
not that this is comparable at all, but when Bethany Frankel, Real Housewife, skinny girl, was going through her divorce, she wasn't allowed. She could bring up her daughter, but she couldn't show any kind of photos of her until she turned like 13 or 14, or it was like
That was back
very
when I was
much-
watching it. That was prime Real Housewives stuff. Or I don't even. I think it was her own show, right? Like Bethany. It was her
Bethany
own
getting
show.
married. Also,
Yeah,
first
yeah,
of
yeah.
all, fuck
Yeah.
you, Heidi. Prime right now. You have Jen Shaw on Salt Lake City getting arrested on camera.
So good.
And then you have Beverly Hills with the Erica Jane of it all. No. We are living in prime Housewives right now.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, by the way,
apologize.
hi Beth. Love this new nail polish you told me to get.
Grease
What is
Lightning
Grease Lightning.
by
It's-
Sally Hansen Insta Dry.
Oh, I love
For me, it
Insta-Dry.
required 3 coats. I wish you had given me that tip ahead of time.
Sorry.
That's all right. And then, okay, so I like to nap. I call them depression naps. And I get up really early. I get a lot of work done. And because of my new job, I get exhausted really quickly. So, like around 1 o'clock every day, I take what I call a depression nap. So, around noon, I paint my nails and I have a weighted blanket. And I lay down like this and I put my weighted blanket up. The weight of the blanket was like enough to like
mess it up.
all of it. And for a while I was like, can I just pretend these are like matte? Like for
You're telling me you sleep like this when you sleep
for my
Or is this-
naps.
Oh, okay. I'm like picturing like Dracula, like.
So I can't fully lay down. I have a husband or a bolster, whatever. I called them husbands forever since college. Do you know what I'm talking about? A husband?
No.
It's a pillow with arms.
Oh, okay. One of those things. Yeah.
We
yeah.
call them husbands.
Okay.
I
It's
have
a
a
reading
husband.
pillow. That's what I call
Yes.
Yes, yeah. I've had this husband since I was a freshman at Clemson in 1991. It's not as old as Teddy Bear Sweatshirt, but pretty close.
Okay.
And so I will read Twitter for 10 minutes and then I will put on the weighted blanket and then I will do this and then I will sleep for like 30. I'll take my depression nap for like 30 minutes.
It's impressive.
That's nice. I sleep like this when I'm taking a nap. My dad does it too. Like it's
It's like it's almost like it's a way of also telling your body like this is just a nap.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it
You know?
it pushes my boobs together and I'm just like, it's just like it feels right.
Hey,
I can't
sexy
nap.
lady.
Like if I nap, it's a 2-hour. Like it's not a nap. It does not. I need to learn how to do that.
You're like, it's
Like
a cry for
I
help.
remember my mom, like my parents, we would come home from church on Sunday, and it was like my dad was a pastor, blah blah blah. So we'd be there early, and then we'd get home, and then they
Wait,
would
what?
crash. What?
How do I not know this that your dad is a pastor?
I mean, youth pastor, but yes, all through my childhood, yes. And a
I feel like we were
Pentecostal,
terrible friends.
charismatic,
I don't think I ever realized that about him.
conservative, wear dresses every day. My dad had to have a suit on. Oh yes, I am Heidi Rowe on TikTok. Yes, Sheila, I am.
Aw.
Yeah. So my parents would come home and they would sleep. Like they would lay down and they would just nap, and we weren't allowed to make noise. Like your bedroom's back there.
Mhm.
But I don't know how to do that. I never learned how to do that.
Have you thought about putting on PGA Golf? Do you have the Golf Channel? That totally helped me on Sunday afternoons.
100% my dad would come home from church, want to take a nap. He would put on golf and he would fall asleep watching golf. And then he would
Like in the
eventually-
living
yeah.
room.
Mhm.
Yes, like on the
Yeah.
recliner.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I used
Yep.
to do that. It's glorious.
Like,
have, like,
when I
this
think about Sunday
distinct-
afternoons, it's like Shoney's
Yes.
and then PGA golf.
Mm. I keep playing with my hair. I have so much dry shampoo in my hair to get that
too.
Sophie curl going on yesterday. And I haven't washed it yet because I did yard work all day. And now I have all these twigs plus.
And you play tennis.
And I played tennis. Like, I didn't even have to pull my hair back. It is such like a helmet. I just
Wait,
like this.
B, are you a PK as well? Is your dad a preacher
Gosh,
too? Because
we all have the same
yikes.
trauma. We all have the same
same
trauma. No wonder we like each other.
Sheila wants to know if you knew that Sarah McLean put you in her Insta stories today.
Yes, I didn't know that. I named.
What was your story?
It was
Lele.
So my daughter Layton. Gosh, it's gonna be depressing. I was like, so my daughter Layton, who is 6, was actually named in honor after I read one of Sarah McLean's books. So yes, I know Sarah quite well. And Layton has long COVID consequences from getting COVID from her, first grade teacher, essentially, a couple months ago. And she's really sick. We're seeing the cardiologist tomorrow. We see hematology, oncology on Tuesday, and it sucks. But yes, I did know that Sarah put it on there. Yeah.
Sarah's great. She actually
Great.
DM'd me right when Layton got sick and was like, can I send this something to Heidi? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, she sent her a big bouquet of balloons, and Layton kept them for like 2 weeks, like as they were like drooping over. And anytime her brother or sister tried to touch them, she'd be like, "A famous person got these for me. You can't touch them." So it was fun for her.
Were they on sticks or did they have helium?
Helium.
You didn't let her like enjoy one of them?
Not after being in the hospital with COVID.
Oh fuck, you're right. Okay, so never mind. You didn't let Reed like enjoy one of them and make his sister laugh. Like, oh my God, you have
What if
I should have?
What if that's that's the cure? Like that's the new like maggot. Like that's what we need to push. Like helium balloons cure COVID. You heard it here first.
I watched it. At least I would say multiple times. Okay, twice already. Oh my gosh, Cecily Strong playing like Gooby the clown last night on Weekend Update.
Yes. No, I didn't see it.
To talk about getting an abortion because we obviously can't talk about it like in the normal terms. And I was just like, oh my God, I fucking love this. Like, I got an abortion.
Cecily Strong is coming out really high on my list of favorite SNL people ever.
She's good.
Yeah. I would love like that to become like a trend that I feel like I could take a part of, but it sucks because like having a job and not knowing how people like feel about it, to just be like, hi, my name's Amy and I was 19 and I had mozzarella sticks after my abortion.
I
guess I just announced it to the world. There you go.
Mine's like more like, hi, I'm Beth. And when I was 27, I was really worried about getting Plan B because I thought it was an abortion. Religious trauma.
As someone who got her IUD replaced last week, like, sexual freedom for everybody.
I just ripped my whole uterus out. It's another solution.
I took my own IUD out.
Ow.
You did?
How did it feel? Ow. So when I was discussing with my gynecologist if I wanted to get another one because, I'm on the wrong side of fertility and Frenchie has had the snip. And I was like, do I just come back and have you take it out? And she goes, honestly, you could probably pull it out yourself. And I was like, really? She goes, no, they come out super easy. She's like, it's the going in part that sucks. And so when I went to I decided like, I want to have another one put in because I like not having a period.
Yeah.
And so we were talking again about how I said, she was like, I don't have the pliers or whatever they call it to pull this one out. And I said, oh, you said I could do it myself. And she goes, oh, now you are going to do it yourself. So she went and she got the right forceps. And then she's like, give me your hand. And
you did it in the office?
Yeah. So as someone, because I was getting the other one inserted. And as someone who had a C-section, so I didn't not that I would have ever pulled Ruby out of my own uterus, but she was just like, this will be like pulling your own baby out.
Oh, no.
So I just grabbed the forceps and went bloop, and then it just came out. And then I had then I had my new one put in.
It hurts so bad.
Okay. I'm dead inside. I didn't feel a fucking thing.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I never had one.
Yeah, I had one and it created like giant cysts on my ovary, so it only was in there for like 6 weeks, and then I had to have a
Oh.
hysterectomy.
I have a weird
Um,
shaped uterus. Maybe that helps.
mm,
Not the weird shaped cervix is why Ruby was never going to come out. My cervix is kind of shaped like a mail slot, so maybe it's like longer. I don't know. But every time she kept saying like, I'm sorry. I'm like, what are you saying you're sorry for? I feel nothing.
See, I had C-sections with all 3 of mine. I was in labor with Emerson, but didn't end up like I never got past 4 centimeters. So I always thought that it was because I never dilated that's why it hurt so bad. But
Uh-huh.
I'm wrong. My theory is wrong because you had a C-section too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'm just a hoe for show and I'm Scorpio and that cervix has just been beaten to all get out.
It's beat to hell.
Mm.
Well, I had 2 babies vaginally, and it was rough. And I don't want an IUD, but I would like to not have a period.
Why don't you want an IUD?
Great.
Because I feel like it would hurt. And Ryan's fixed, and
No, yeah.
I don't know.
Fixed.
I don't want to like
I
do
love it.
some. I don't want to do something that's like, is it going to mess with my cycle? Am I going to get worse migraines? Are they going to get better?
Oh.
I should probably talk to my gynecologist about it.
Not that you should ever listen to me on medical advice. So it has regulated my cycle because my cycle was always kind of like 30, 35 days. It would vary. So now my cycle is very regular and I have like the 1 day of my period migraine and that hasn't altered at all.
Mm. Yeah, I still get all of the like PMS because I still have my ovaries. I still get all the same symptoms. Yeah, all of it. Even though I can't, like, I'm never gonna have a period again. I have no uterus or cervix or anything. But I
you still have ovaries. I'm asking you a dumb question.
Ovaries are my ovaries are still floating around in there somewhere, like free. Like I was like, how do you ever find them again? Like,
yours
what if
yours is up here now?
They're like, oh, we would find them. Like we find it. There's blood vessels. So I was like, okay, so they're still floating around in there somewhere, but they still give me all the same symptoms.
You're going to have a mammogram and they're like, oh, we found your ovary.
There it is. Found it.
Yikes, spikes.
My kid left this on my fucking desk. I get it. I get it now.
Yeah. Fidget stuff is the best. I didn't really ever think that like I had any kind of ADHD issues and then like I'll have something that I've bought for my kid to deal with her symptoms. And I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever touched in my life.
Yeah.
Maybe
so
I do.
But TikTok has convinced me that I have ADHD. I have never in my life thought so. And now every time I see something on TikTok about it, because of the algorithm, because of my kids. Yeah. Now I'm like, wait a second.
I know. It also has convinced me that I'm a lesbian. And I am not. Like, I am not a lesbian with ADHD, but TikTok is like, this is you. And I'm like, well, is it
your nails are bi-curious.
I have bi energy, but I'm not a lesbian. I'm not bi either. I don't think I could be. TikTok keeps trying to tell me I am.
Well, yeah. After our conversations about what is pan or omnisexual and is that bisexual erasure and like, oh.
Yeah, it's a lot. Let's talk about some other stuff that's happening. What do you want to talk about?
Oh, let's talk about my head. I have a big head wound. I've had surgery this week.
Yes, you did have surgery.
It's looking so much better.
Yeah, it looks good.
Right now, it just looks like a little bruise.
I keep putting that stuff on that I call Moderna now because I can't think of any other word, but
that is what it's called, isn't it?
Moderna,
not Moderna. It's the same thing.
There's urine in this. If you read the ingredients, there's some type of urea in it.
Ew.
Yeah. So it's like I'm putting cat piss on my face.
Well,
but if you know what, if
it works,
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It was like when they were doing it, and he was like, when you have any kind of facial surgery, you know, the sting or any kind of skin thing, the what do they put in there that numbs you?
Lidocaine.
The D, maybe lidocaine. They'd be like stinging, right? And I'm like, do you know how much filler and Botox is in this face? Like, this is nothing.
That's how.
So I had that done on my birthday. And then I spent the whole day sitting on my couch watching Band of Brothers. And it was a good birthday.
That does sound like a good birthday.
I'm 48. I'm a Scorpio.
Happy birthday.
Who has now been forced to celebrate her birthday at like 4 different occasions. I a pox upon your house, Beth Thorne, for saying that Scorpios don't like to celebrate because we do not. And I feel like my friends all got wind of this.
And they made you celebrate. At least you have friends.
Yes, I do have. Oh, you're gonna break my heart.
Guys, I just want to say, if you're watching and you know me in real life, where you been,
Where
bitch?
you been?
Don't leave your church that you've been a part of for 35 years.
It's really
unless
hard.
You're really confident in yourself and you're okay with the fact that you won't have friends anymore. Cheers.
Or family in a lot of instances. Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Mm-hmm.
So
are you
anyway,
guys
my
reading?
friends took me out to dinner on Tuesday. What is today? Sunday. I'm already drunk from this one Bloody Mary. Thursday. And I actually walked to go out to dinner because they are filming Hocus Pocus 2 in my hometown.
Fun.
And they have
That is
converted
fun.
all of Washington Square into like a mini Salem. So it looks like a whole little Halloween town.
That's adorable.
I have been dying. Maybe tomorrow I'll do like a stroll down there because Hannah Waddingham is here filming it. Tony Hale is here. And then
Tony Hale.
Sam. Oh shit. What's his last name?
Watterson?
Yes. Him. He's here filming
From
it.
Law and Order?
No, not Sam Waterston. Sorry. He was just on Ted Lasso. He was the guy that was trying to get Sam to come play for the team. Yet. He was on Veep. He's the one when he created like all of the fake restaurant. He took Sam to the
I didn't watch the last couple of episodes of Ted Lasso. Richardson.
Sam Richardson. Yeah, who is that?
Richardson.
Sheila.
Oh, Richard from Veep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Richard.
He's here.
Yeah, that's good.
How did you not watch the last couple episodes of Ted Lasso?
I haven't seen the second season yet.
We don't watch it religiously. We like build up 3 or 4 episodes and then watch.
Yeah.
We don't watch it every week. Like it's I like it. I don't know if I want to say this. I like it, but I don't love it.
I like it. I have too many friends that love it.
Yeah.
And so I kept up with it so I wouldn't feel like I was going to be spoiled on something.
It feels chuggy to me.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel like I don't want to be into it, but also I'm not as into it. Like when I first started watching it, I was like, oh, this is so cute. And then it started to get like, I didn't like it anymore.
It's like chuggy with a side of cringe.
And and I don't love Jason Sudeikis the way everybody seems to love Jason Sudeikis. Like I like him feeling bad for him every time I see him on screen now. Right now, every time I see him and he's like playing a divorced dad who doesn't get to see his kid, I'm like, no, can't handle it. Like I can't handle that. That's really what his life is like. So, and then I think when Keely got together with Roy, I was like, that'll be cute for a little bit. And then it was only cute for a little bit. Now I'm irritated. So it's just, it feels chuggy to me. And then like when we first started watching it, I put on Instagram story that we were watching it. Like I just had a picture of us on the couch watching it. And the people that were like, we love Ted Lasso.
Made you not want to like it?
Yep.
It's so Instagram.
Because it was
so
like
Enneagram
interview. And like the people that can't talk about, Beth, we've had these conversations before. Like people that love something so earnestly that they can't see the flaws in something. Like you're only allowed like 1 or 2 things that you feel that way about. Like for it to feel true and honest. And after that, I start to feel like your taste level is questionable.
Exactly.
Or
also, if you are a boss babe and involved in an MLM and you tell me you love a thing, I no longer love that thing.
Yeah. Because I don't even think of Ted Lasso as like a Ted Lasso show. I feel it's like Ted Lasso is just the catalyst for all of the other peripheral players. I could give a shit what happens to Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
So when people are like, I didn't really like the Coach Beard episode, I was like, I loved it. Like,
yeah, that was a good episode.
It was just something that was like totally different about one of the peripheral players that I actually gave a shit about.
Yeah.
We haven't started the second season because I need to get another email. I was waiting to get the 7-day free trial, and then we will binge Ted Lasso season 2 and second season of The Morning Show all at once. Because I'm not paying for another streaming service.
Stop,
I won't do it.
We have screeners for all of Apple TV.
We do?
Yes.
What?
Well, I don't need it because I buy an Apple product every 2 minutes. So
I know. I don't need it either. But yes, we
Oh, no,
have.
you're right. I just bought a new Apple phone too. I think I have it for free. I'm such
Yes,
an idiot.
You absolutely do. Just look on your phone. It'll like have a little set thing that's like a little red dot. Is like, hey, bitch, you get Apple TV for free.
I'm such
Yeah.
an idiot.
Probably
I'm such an
every
idiot.
time you are on your phone, it's like, don't you want to use
And I'm
your
like,
free Apple TV?
Stop talking to me. I'm busy. Oh
Like,
my
I get a
God.
notification every time there's a new Ted Lasso show. And I'm like, thanks, Apple TV. But yeah, we also
I'm an idiot.
the Cool Table has screeners for all of Apple TV as well.
Should probably
So.
writing reviews about those, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Well, I tried to write one between the first and second season. They had like a press day, and I had such a bad experience with their press person and who they called on and how they ran the whole thing. It left such a bad taste in my mouth. I'm like, no, I'm not going to write about their fashions and why they wear Armani and Rachel Roy and all these. I'm like, no, I don't. Not that really hurt them in any possible way because it's a phenomenon. And I did give us Keely Jones for Halloween. Beth, you're on mute.
Would have been cute, like a little cute button to that article for you to go as Keely Jones and have written about her fashion at some point. But whatever.
Have you seen? I see Emma down is at the bottom is asking. Have you watched Lula Rich?
Oh my gosh!
LuLaRoe?
Yes. I watched Lula Rich the day it came out. I've been following Roberta, who is in that documentary on TikTok for a long time. And I had lots of family members and friends who were in LuLaRoe and watched it just collapse in real time. And so I was very invested in that. And it actually didn't go as deep as I wanted it to in terms of like how MLMs are predatory and the way that, I mean, it did talk a lot about that. But at the very end, there's like a girl that was like high up and or whatever, and she still wasn't talking about how much money she made and bonuses and stuff. And I was like, this is awful. But the Dream podcast does go into
I feel like that's
predatory.
The best if you want to truly understand the upline, the downline, the main line, whatever.
Yeah, if
I'm
you know somebody
G-Lace right now, and I'm like, bring me my wine.
I know, I need another White Claw. But yeah, if you know anybody that's in an MLM, if you're in one, you should listen to the Dream podcast, and then you need to get out of it. And then you need to apologize to everybody that you got into it because they are meant to prey on the people below you, prey on your downline and the people who buy your products. So unless you're selling Pampered Chef, in which case I need another one of those measuring cups that does the thing where you can get your mayonnaise. Yeah, where you can get your mayonnaise out really clean. Mine finally broke. So it was old.
Or if you're Tupperware, which is where my entire side of my dad's family works in Hemingway, South Carolina, like in manufacturing.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
We have more. When I die, bury me. Like that's going to be what I'm going to leave to
Your casket's going to be made out of Tupperware?
You'll never decompose. You'll just be in there for the next 300 years.
So I feel like I'm faced with an MLM every day of my life because, as you know, I'm committed to going to bar class. And there is a business whose name goes up my ass sideways. It's called Slim Possible. And it is a smoothie bar, but it is Herbalife.
Of course.
And I'm like, they have created like a storefront.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the new thing now. There are several in my area and they're just called like whatever suburb you're in, nutrition. So like Bartlett Nutrition, Cordova Nutrition. And it's a storefront and it looks like a smoothie bar. It looks like a little, place where you get energy drinks or whatever. And what they're selling inside is MLM shit.
So is it like the downline people opening their own storefront, or is
I'm
it
not
like
sure how it's it's working. But
they have like the computer system and they'll ask you, they'll ask you a ton of information the first time you go in. And I'm like, I just want like a fucking coconut peanut butter smoothie. And they're like, oh, we just do this to like keep a record of, so we'll know what you like to order next time you come in.
Yeah. Emma just said this is trying to make it look legit. Yeah. They're trying to make it look like a brick and mortar store. And it's still a pyramid scheme.
So the 100%. Worst one was when my kids were young and I would like go to Target or somewhere like that. And I looked like a mess and I had my 3 babies with me. There would always be someone who would come up who looked like they were my age. I had 0 friends. They would come up to me like, oh my gosh, I love your hair. And I'd be like, oh, it's just a messy bun. And they would start talking to me. I thought we were going to be friends. And it's Amway. It's Amway every time.
I have never run into Amway in real life.
Well, they never say it's Amway. They tell
No,
they
but even I've never been invited to a party. Like, I'm always fascinated that the DeVos people make so much fucking money because I've never encountered it in real life. I feel like all the other MLMs, I've seen it around or I've been invited.
Yeah.
Not that one.
Behind the Bastards also, if y'all listen to that Robert Evans podcast, they just did a 2-parter on Amway and Rich DeVos, and it was great. But
they were preying on they were preying on me because I looked like
you're perfect. You're a perfect mark.
Yeah.
They're looking for somebody who's out during the day so they don't have a job, has kids so they don't have a job, is a white mom. You're a perfect mark for being preyed on by all of that. That's exactly what they want. All of them.
It happened 3 times, and one of them was someone I knew from high school. And it was my 3rd time, and I looked at him like, I know what you're doing. And that's mean. Stop it.
They literally were like stopping you in a Target. That is beyond. They must have been getting a lot of pressure from their uplines to sell and get people involved. Blech.
All right, so Gilles not even answering his phone. So I guarantee you, I found the best thing for Gilles. He's French. Have you guys heard about Canopy with a K?
Yes.
It is renting movies through your library on an app. Any French title you want, they fucking have it.
No, that's amazing.
And I guarantee you he's in there asleep on the couch watching some goddamn French movie from the 60s. And now I can't get my goddamn wine. But they have some good stuff. So I've been wanting to see Midsummer.
Yeah.
And kind of just been building myself up to it. I can watch this because I hate scary movies.
Yeah, I know.
There was a good tweet this week. He was like, the people who love true crime murder podcasts but refuse to watch scary movies are like a chaotic evil. And I'm like, that's me.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, there's he could be watching the Dark Money documentary like Ryan is in the next room.
What's that one?
It's
Jinx.
I mean, I can't even tell you. It's something about the government and Iraq.
Is it QAnon?
No, it's like Iraq and the war, and I don't remember, but yeah.
The Rock?
Iraq.
Oh, Iraq.
I know that my accent is bad, but is it that bad?
No, so I bought 2 things at Comic-Con. They were both magnets. One is of The Rock, and the other one is of Miami Vice, aka Johnson, my boyfriend.
I would never say Iraq. I would say
you wouldn't,
Iraq.
Beth. I'm drunk.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear that I said
But I would
Iraq.
watch a documentary about dark money, especially if The Rock was the narrator.
Well, he is not. In fact, I was not enjoying the fact that he was watching this documentary because there were a couple people that were being like, and the voice they were using was so, it was just killing my misophonia was going
just
crazy.
have them suck helium. That would be so much better. So listen.
Just make
them
sound like an English
Blackwater.
person.
Blackwater came in.
I saw one of those deep fakes this week of Marjorie Taylor Greene at the Oprah show talking about race, but it wasn't Marjorie Taylor Greene. It was like some white lady from the 90s, and they had deep faked it to make it look like it was Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about basically being a racist. Hilarious. Deep fakes are going to be the end of civilization, but also in the meantime, while we still know they're deep fakes, they're A+ entertainment.
I did see a good Timothée Chalamet one this week where he was playing like every character in something, and I don't remember what it is.
Did anybody watch Dune?
I slept through it. Mark
Someone who
it.
has my HBO account watched it. I don't know who that is.
Oh no, we watched it. I didn't realize it was going to be coming on HBO Max. So one day I was like, what, we can watch Dune right now and I have to go to the theater? Okay, let's do this. It was slow.
I had a great sleep. It was excellent.
Yeah, perfect for sleeping. Perfect for sleeping. And I love the entire cast.
Oscar Isaac. Yes, so good.
Yes. And there's this great moment where he's just perfectly naked in this chair, leaned back, imagine Oscar Isaac perfectly and totally replete with satisfaction, right? Post-coitus. Amy, you're missing it. But can you hear me, Amy? No, she doesn't have her earbuds in yet. She will appreciate this.
I just got
Amy.
a text from Mark saying Dune was awesome. So was my nap.
I'm glad he's watching and he's going to hear this particular thing. So
Right.
Amy, there's a point in Dune where Oscar Isaac is naked in this chair and he's like laid back. And if you haven't seen it, what I want you to picture is that a bearded Oscar Isaac is perfectly and totally replete with satisfaction. You have just pleasured him. He is post-coitus, and he is just like laid back in like a armless chair, totally naked and kind of sweaty, just done, and so happy with you. That moment is in Dune, and it's almost worth the 2 hours. It really is.
What's the
missed it.
timestamp on that?
I don't know. What's weird about it is that the evil villain put him in this position. It's not a
like a
sexy
hate
moment.
fucking. Oh no,
It's like
No, but we should start a TikTok trend. Remember that TikTok trend with the Sex Life show on Netflix where everyone would start it like right whenever that
it was
scene
like
in
1910 or something.
Yeah. But that's what it should be for Dune.
Yeah.
Be good.
Unfortunately, Stellan Skarsgård is across the conference table, and he looks like Jabba the Hutt, like an oily Jabba the Hutt or something, like a white, swollen. Ugh. And he's
How
in the
many
same
Skarsgårds
scene,
are there? There's
there's
so
like 20.
many.
There's just the two.
No, there's so many. There's so many. There's the guy that was in Vikings. There's the one from the vampire show.
Yes.
There's the actual like the dad who's like the
Dad
famous one.
Stellan.
Like they're all actors, like all of his kids. He's got like 5 or 6 kids who are all Skarsgårds.
That was just Alex and Stellan.
No, the guy from Vikings. What was his name?
I don't remember. Oh, I know who you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
The guy who played Loki.
Yeah.
I just always think of that scene of Dad Skarsgård in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Always.
Where Daniel Craig hits him in the face with the golf club.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it like knocks his whole jaw off.
Oh, and Emma just said the one that played it. Yeah, the guy that played Pennywise.
Yeah, several.
Bob. Isn't his name like really simple?
Lots of Skarsgårds.
Kevin.
It is like Bob Skarsgård or something. It's not Bob, but it's like something really like Americanized.
Oh, please notice I did end up getting
Bill.
that line.
Bill.
Nobody
even told me that, and I just remembered it. Yeah, thank you, Emma. And Andrea also said there are 4 of them. But anywho,
it's
that
like
moment,
there are 4 Murray people. There's Andy Murray, there's Jamie Murray, there's their mother Judy, and then there's the other Murray brother.
Do they all play tennis? Are they all tennis
2 of
people?
them do. 2 of them are Grand Slam champions. Andy in singles, the brother in doubles, and Judy is this fantastic feminist, and she does everything she can to boost women playing tennis.
Oh, that's why he's so excellent in his interviews whenever he talks about Serena.
It's 100% Judy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And if Andy Murray ever really shits on pickleball, you'll know that it came from her.
And you, because obviously he follows you around the internet. He knows how you feel about it.
Hey there, Andy Murray. I just realized that this surgery didn't really impact my eyebrow raising, so it's good.
Could still do it, even with all that Botox and filler. Good job.
I do like baby Botox, not baby filler.
I do baby Botox as well. I haven't done it in a while, and my movement is great, but my 11s are coming back, and my nurse just quit, the girl who does me. So
why? To do what?
It's a little gossipy, but
because she had to get vaccinated and she refused.
No, the clinic has just got some personnel issues. So
like the main guy putting his dick in where it don't belong.
No. It's all women. Those kinds of personnel issues.
Heidi, do you watch Salt Lake City?
I watched like the first few episodes, and then I got like caught up in something else. I'm stuck on the stupid Bachelor. The show will never stop. Like the show will never stop. So all I ever
Heidi,
do is watch
you know
that
show. You can stop at any moment. Like,
no, my audience needs me. I can't. I literally can't.
If only TikTok hadn't kicked you off of its platform.
I deserved to be kicked off from what I posted.
Where did you post it got you kicked off?
So there was a scene in Paradise where a couple was like putting whipped cream on each other, and then she was sucking it off of his toe. And I put that I stitched a British guy who was talking about how they call whipped cream squirty cream, and then I was like, wait a second, squirty cream, and then I stitched the video, and they were like, you're done, you're done, you're done, you're done.
I have seen white supremacy. I have seen horrific shit on that app.
But it was 2 Black people in the video, and they're super racist on TikTok. So I'm guessing it, yeah.
You did not deserve to
Squirty
get kicked off
cream.
of TikTok for that.
Squirty. They call it squirty cream in the UK. Who knew? Squirty cream.
Well, there's that British guy, the blonde guy, who's always like,
That's who it was.
In
Yeah.
America, what do you call
Yes.
What? You
Yeah.
open your windows.
Yeah,
They go
so I
up
stitched
and down.
with him. Yes, so I stitched with him with his whole squirty cream thing, and I was like, "Wait a second, squirty cream!" And then I had this video of them like she was sucking it off of his toe. It was squirty cream on his toe, so it probably looked a little penile, honestly.
The smallest
but
dick ever.
It was pretty, yeah. And so I was gone. Like they were like, "No, do not pass go."
You didn't even get like a warning, and like you
no
were...
warning. I was gone. I appealed it, and they were like, "No, sorry, you're done. You're done. You're done."
wow.
Yeah.
But you're right, like Beth, the amount of like COVID disinformation that you can find, or
people with like, Nazi tattoos and stuff, just saying whatever they want and stitching people. There's somebody who's impersonating me. There's a whole account that took my name.
I'm sorry, what?
They took my name and my picture, and they were going, and then their bio's like, I love Jesus and Trump, and women should be subservient to men. It's like they became like Bizarro Beth, and they are going on people's stuff and writing really horrific, like transphobic and homophobic shit. And like, then somebody got mad and was like coming into my account and telling me that I'm a horrible person. I was like, that's not me. They're like, oh yeah, right. I was like, why would I be myself with exactly
what is their
like
account name? Like, how is it different than yours? It has like an extra E or something.
One letter different than mine.
Yeah. I reported it, but they just said it's under review.
Yeah, it's still under review and they're still active. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
So I mean, TikTok, it's very strange what they care about and what they don't. I feel like at one point I was doing a book review, and the covers just like naked chest, and they were like community guidelines violation just from that. So I like have to like cover that kind of stuff up. So I mean, I feel like they're because for a while they were getting a lot of flack for having sexual content where it was like going to be a dance. Like it was a dance for like 14 seconds. And then the last second was like literally the same people doing the dance having sex. And so kids were seeing like snippets, like Fight Club snippets of, sexual content. And so
but that's all over TikTok. I mean, it's all over Twitter. Like you can find, or it's on Tumblr, or it's on. So why are those sites allowed to do it and not? I guess because it's China. Is that the? I
think it's because TikTok originally was like for kids. I mean, Musical.ly was a kids app. My kids have had it. I mean, my kids have had it since they were like 9 or 10.
Yeah. And you have to actively be pretending that you're going against that stuff, or Apple will kick you off their app store. Thus why Dirty Tumblr doesn't exist anymore. The only reason Tumblr was good.
Yeah, but I mean, there's open porn on Twitter. So I'm
open.
Yeah.
I feel like Twitter has more of a policy against it, and we're trying, like, people are just getting around our rules, and we're always trying to crack down. I mean, think about like all the horrible things that people see on Facebook, and you hear them talk about people whose job it is to do content review, and they quit after like 2 weeks because they can't watch. It just destroys them. I mean, Dirty Tumblr was kind of like, we allow sexual content, and that was why it was so good.
Yeah, Tumblr was good. Miss Tumblr. I still have a Tumblr. I haven't tumbled in a while.
I haven't tumbled since I don't know. I got divorced and my priorities changed.
Tumblr will do that to you. Change all
That's
your priorities.
Where I met Meredith. Cool story there.
Really?
Not on Dirty Tumblr, but we were both into Sleepy Hollow Tumblr.
Sleepy Hollow.
That's where we first became buddies. God, that show was so good.
It was good. I've met him. What's his name? Tom. whatever his name is.
Something
Tall
British.
Tom guy.
But
we
like
just
that, we should do a whole series on that.
on
Oh,
Sleepy
you were
Hollow.
so good until you weren't.
Yeah.
Like
Mm,
Sleepy
mhm.
Hollow or Smash. I bring up Smash all the time because I think
Yeah.
about how good that could have been. Outlander.
Stranger
There's so many
Things.
choices.
There's a lot of choices. That things should stop while they're ahead, and they do not. Game of Thrones, Stranger Things.
Or get a good showrunner. Get a showrunner who loves you and appreciates you. Like I think
You
about Parks and Rec, how that show was so fucking cringe and hard to watch the first season,
Mhm.
and they
Mhm.
took notes and they actually listened to what people had to
Yep.
say, and they made
Mhm.
it better into one of
Mhm.
the best shows on television.
Yeah.
That's very rare.
I mean, even like shows that I absolutely love, and I still kind of even love them all the way to the end, like Veep. I
Mhm.
did not love Veep's last season still. I don't know if it's
Mm.
sometimes like it's just like a last season thing. Like I love Veep, but their last
Mhm.
season like made me more uncomfortable than it should have. So I
Mm.
don't know. So let's talk about the Hating Game trailer really quickly because that came out, and I have TikTok tea about the Hating Game.
Oh, tell me.
What?
Okay, so one day I'm like just scrolling through Book Talk, and there's this video about how it's super problematic and that Sally Thorne is a terrible writer, but that the book itself is like awful because she uses the R slur in it. And
Does
I was
she?
like, I immediately was like, no, she does not. I have read that book like 7 times.
Mhm.
If that word was in it, I would have seen it immediately.
I'm
And
dying to know what this is. Oh my god, what?
it would have been 100% something that I knew about, and
Yeah.
it is not in there. Okay. So I immediately go look up the original US version that I have, the original ebook that I have, and the ARC that I have.
Yeah.
It's not in there. And so then I'm like, because I could only really look it up on the ebook. And so then it's not in there. And I'm like, well, where are they saying that it is? And so I'm reading through all of these comments, and they're saying all this horrible stuff about anybody that would use that word as like trash and it's a terrible book and blah, blah, blah. And I'm
Mhm.
like, it's not in there. So somebody finally says they changed it to stunted. So I look up that word. And y'all, she was using the R word
And like
as
it
it's
was
meant to,
soft.
as a verb.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
when Lucy says she's talking about all of the strawberries that she's eaten. She said, yeah, it stunted my growth. So
Yeah,
Sally
as in
Thorne is a dorky Australian with a different set of vocabulary, and probably when she was doing her original manuscript, used the R word in the way that it's supposed to be used. Then I keep reading down, and the girl who made this video pirated it. She didn't get the book. She pirated the book.
Oh.
So she's getting maybe like an Australian ARC, like an early version of it
Uh-huh.
or whatever with this word in
Uh-huh.
it that not only didn't go into publication, but so
But
they
wasn't even
caught it and
used.
changed it, but wasn't even used as a slur. And this is a very popular book talker. So there were like hundreds of people being like, I'm glad I've never read it. Now I'll never read her. And I was like, this is awful. This is
Oh.
awful. I felt terrible for her.
Good thing these people don't speak French because retard is the word for late. And it is in everything you read.
Mm. Now, somebody did say that she uses the G slur, which I had to look up because I didn't know what that was.
Yeah. I don't know
And
G-slur.
it's gypsy, which she
Oh.
does
Yeah.
use and is in
Yeah.
the book. She's talking about how her hair's like wild and her makeup is
Mhm.
wild, and she looks like a fortune teller, and she uses the G slur.
Uh-huh.
And then that it was super white, which yes, it is
Yeah.
a very white book.
It is.
And that is a
Yes.
valid criticism.
Mhm.
But everyone was upset about the R slur, and legitimately that is not in the book.
Was anyone
Because-
saying it in the comments that wasn't how
No.
it was used? No.
Mm-mm.
Because if we had been reading that book and she'd been using the R slur, we would have all just been like, oh, hell no.
Exactly. It never would have passed her beta readers at all.
No.
And like it just wouldn't have. And it didn't. That's the whole point, is it didn't. Everybody was like, I don't see it in my version. Oh, and they were all like, oh, well, it got changed. I was like, No, the first
Yeah.
editions do not have this word in it. There's no way it would have gotten past U.S. editors like that.
Yeah.
She was traditionally published. It's not like she's out here, indie publishing on KU and using words that no American publisher would let go through.
Isn't she a librarian in Australia? Like she's probably like just a wordy vocab. Like, isn't she a librarian? I feel like she is. Oh, I thought I read that somewhere.
Then I feel like that also kind of goes down this weird rabbit hole of the author. If they're kind of giving their point of view, should never use the R word. But the idea that you could never write a character that might use the R word, not that either one of those characters would ever use it. You can sometimes write a character that would use that. You have to be able to write a character who fucking sucks and says horrible things. And I feel like sometimes that people can't separate the author from the character. Now, there are certain authors who everything that comes out of their character's mouth is completely their point of view, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. So when Claire Fraser Randall says something, I know that it's Diana Gabaldon saying it. So when she says something that's fucking problematic, I know that it's DG saying it.
Yeah.
But there are bad, horrible people that you can write in their character and make it very clear that you, the author, do not agree with that, and that there are characters out there who fucking suck.
Yeah, I mean, that's all true.
Yeah.
And it's also true that maybe in Australia they use that word in the way it was intended without offense.
Well, remember when Lorde got so much shit for her first song because they were saying that she was playing into stereotypes that felt racist to them, but in New Zealand. Is she from New Zealand? New Zealand.
Yes. Yeah.
And the stereotypes that she really was talking about was white New Zealanders who believed in like driving Maybachs and having gold teeth. And it had nothing to do with Black people because one, there really aren't that many in New Zealand. And it was like people want to take their own experience and immediately vilify. Not that there's not a shit ton out there to immediately vilify, but people aren't willing to do like, I don't even want to say the work, the 5-second research of Wikipedia and where is this person from maybe. And
Faith just said, look at older Stephen King. There's so many problematic characters and phrases. I mean, anybody that was writing like pre-2010,
5 years ago,
it's
gonna, you're gonna have problematic shit in your stuff, especially if you're writing
just
the 70s
reread
and 80s
for the
and 90s.
50th time Band of Brothers, and to hear the way the Easy Company describes one, not even the Germans, the Krauts, but their first commander, Lieutenant Sobel, who's played by David Schwimmer in the miniseries. It was so fucking anti-Semitic, and it's so wild to me that then they went over there to liberate Jewish people.
Well, that's not why they went over there, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but like some of them, you talk about like once they finally liberated an actual camp, then their perspective definitely kind of changed. But yeah, that is the reality of what their attitudes were like at the time. And they're Easy Company and they're fantastic. And I guarantee you some of them came back and were racist as fuck and were problematic during the civil rights movement. And that's just people.
Yeah, we're all damaged. But the trailer looked really good. Where's it going to play for Hating Game? Like, do we know
it'll
where
be video?
Nowhere.
Select theaters, but it's also going to be video on demand. So I think it'll probably be
Amazon, Netflix, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. They haven't said where, but it's coming out December the 10th. I mean, obviously it's coming out pre-Christmas.
It was spicy. Totally... Like their chemistry was really good in the trailer. Like it looked hot. Yeah. Looks good.
Corbin Burnson is in it.
Yeah, ma'am.
LA Law, baby. Hey.
What kills me is that Corbin Burnson is supposed to be playing Mr. Bentley or whatever it is. And he's supposed to be gross and nasty. And that's Corbin Burnson, man. That's not gross and nasty.
I don't remember any of the characters. I just remember that the movie was like really hot. I mean, the book was hot.
Yeah.
And I liked the book. The chemistry of the characters was.
It looks good. It didn't show like some of the dorky stuff that I think is dorky about the book. That's very Sally Thorne. It's very much her personality, like the Smurfs and the Strawberry Farm and him painting the bedroom the color of her eyes. Like I think all that's kind of cut out, which I'm very grateful for because those were the things that I thought were like dorky as shit. So,
but that's what makes the whole TikTok controversy sad, because Sally Thorne is just like, she's like a pure little soul. Like, she's not.
right.
I mean,
She's
I don't
a
know her
horse
personally, but I don't
girl.
think she means to be
Yes.
problematic. Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely a horse girl, and it just sucks that people are. It felt very woke mob, and
Yeah.
it didn't sit right well with me, because I've known Sally since Twyford days, and she's just so pure and so sweet, and yet I
Yeah.
also knew that they were wrong, but I didn't say anything. Like,
No.
I'm
What are you
not
gonna
saying
say?
anything. I'm just saying
And
it
she's-
now live on the internet, but like
Yeah.
I didn't say it in the
I mean,
TikTok thing.
The best thing about a person is when they learn better, when they know better, and they do better. That I feel like is the kind of person that she is. Like, if you were to say to her,
Yeah.
I don't use that word, and also maybe it's not that bad, but this make other people uncomfortable, she would just be like, oh my gosh, no.
Oh, she'd be mortified, I'm sure.
Yes.
B just said, I didn't like the book. What? The movie still looks good. I like rom-coms are not my go-to. I've been saying that for a long time. That one hit right for me. When I first read it, 4 years ago? 5 years ago. It came out in 2016. And I read it over and over and over again. I love it. But
And
I
I
don't like
usually don't
rom-com
like-
movies either. So I'm like looking at it going like, if I didn't know that I loved the source material, I probably wouldn't watch this movie.
I don't usually like modern day romance at all, but I love that
Contemporary.
one.
Usually contemporary romance for me has to have something spicy about it. And I don't like not just sex, like it has to have
A priest.
a priest. It has to have like
Some sort of kink.
I just started
weird
thinking about
kink.
what's her name, Tiffany.
Rice.
Oh, like
Yeah.
I
It
need
has
to
to
think of-
have polyamory. It has to have a weird kink. It has to have like dark romance. Like I'll take a mafia prince and stuff like that. But just regular people in rom-coms, I cannot. I don't care enough. You're too normal. I'm too old. It just doesn't hit right for me.
Like, if your way of coping with heartbreak is going to Applebee's and then getting mozzarella sticks, like I just feel like it loses a little something.
B
Have
just
you
said,
guys
I
read
don't like
anything-
enemies to lovers.
How? That is just.
Hate fucking is so good.
Okay. Wait a minute, just a second. One thing that will get me in a contemporary romance faster than anything is if it is enemies to lovers. For instance, my favorite contemporary romance is Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed. And it is about two rival hockey players who, who
Is this MM?
yeah, that's my daughter.
Yeah.
No, that was M, your daughter. Is this,
Yes.
It's MM.
Yes. It is.
Yes, it's
Okay.
MM. So it's two rival hockey players who like from their juniors on just like kind of meet occasionally and like hate fuck and then they fall in love. It is so good. It is the best romantic book I've ever read. I love enemies to lovers on every level. Even I'm rereading the Lumiere Chronicles right now. We're doing that all together if anybody wants to do it like I'm talking about on TikTok. They're enemies to lovers even, like it's the best trope of all time. What's wrong with you, Pete?
It is the best trope.
Are you
It's
reading
the-
anything right now that you're loving though? I haven't. I've been in such a COVID kid slump. So
So funny
B.
you say that.
B.
how? How?
It is so good. Ilya is perfect. They are perfect for each other. How?
I don't understand it.
You must really hate enemies to lovers. That's the only reason, because it is a perfect romance novel.
I think we need an offering tonight, a little prayer circle for B.
I'm gonna go get some sage and just smudge this chat so that everybody knows that enemies to lovers is the way to go. So I would like to know, anybody in the chat, what you're reading that you're loving.
Yes.
I just finished reading Eye of the World because Wheel of Time is coming out. I reviewed it on atthecooltable.com if you want to go look at it. But Wheel of Time's coming out next week, the 19th, or the right before Thanksgiving. And
Wheel
okay, shut up. It will be what Game of Thrones should have been, I think.
You mean at the end?
I mean that it's going to be a big fantasy series with great characters and diversity, no rape, no incest, none of the stuff that like made Game of Thrones problematic, and is in a finished series, so there's no chance for the showrunners to like go hog wild and ruin things.
Okay, so I watched the trailer today because I knew that you had been reading the book and enjoying it. And the trailer was very Discovery of Witches to me. No?
Well, it depends on which trailer you watched.
Okay.
But at times, like one of the trailers, the earliest trailer, like it sounds like the soundtrack is from Twilight. And then if you watch one of the trailers, it looks like the story is Tolkien. Like, and the book itself reads like Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
so
okay.
obviously there are elements of all kinds of things in it. Her being like a witchy person who like has control and like goes on a journey and is like, I'm not, she has these threads coming out of her and she can like throw fire. That shit's not in the first book really. So I'm kind of interested in how they are pushing together kind of the lore of that
coming out of her. Like
magic. Like she's got magic in her fingers, I guess.
Lightning.
I'm curious as how they're like putting the whole lore together from the full like 12 book or 15 book series or whatever into the series and not just producing the one book.
What is this going to be airing on?
Amazon.
I'm currently, I'm sorry. Did I
No, go. No, you did not.
I'm currently reading fucking Moby. I'm rekilting it because I hate myself.
You do hate yourself.
I know. Just because I want to remember who the hell these people are when the next book comes out at the, like, I think it's in like 3 weeks it's coming out or 2 weeks.
November you don't know who Jamie and Claire are?
It's all the same people.
It's the same. It's the peripheral fuckers. I need to know which famous people they ran into in this book, so I'll know. Like, have you ever read Ian McEwan's Saturday? It's a book that takes place in one day. That's what this book is. It's right there. One day of one battle in New Jersey.
No, it is not. The whole ass book.
Kind of is.
It feels like 800 pages of it are. Yeah, the battle of like not Montmartre or whatever Monmouth. Like it's.
He shit the bed at the Battle of Monmouth.
Monmouth. But I'm also reading The Parisian, which is fantastic. And then I am also reading Georgiana because I'm working on a novel that takes place in like the 1770s, 1780s in outside of Birmingham. So I wanted to get a sense of what like life is like in the day. And so if you ever saw The Duchess with Keira Knightley, this is like the book that inspired that movie. Mm-hmm. And she's born a Spencer. So it's all about, the Spencers. Mm. And so then Ruby just told me the other day that her delightful out and gay friend Gabe wants to go see Spencer and that he expects me to take him. So I'm like, sold on. We're doing it.
Oh, yes. Aww. If I had anybody in my life want to go see Spencer, I would be there already.
Yes.
Is it out yet? It's out soon, right?
Yeah, it came out the 5th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it streaming anywhere? Because I don't leave my house.
I don't think it is.
It probably will be though, maybe.
Yeah, I think it probably will be soon, but
yeah. So I cannot wait to watch it.
Me either.
The way that I loved their Jackie, the same people who did Jackie, I went to see that with my mother, and I don't think she really realized what it was going to be, and it wrecked her. And she was like mad at me because she was like, "This is not what I was expecting it to be." Like it brought back so much memories.
The Jackie, so this just brought up the whole what's his face? Oh my gosh, the reporter who wrote about Harvey Weinstein, the very famous
Ronan Farrow.
Yes, and he like the guy, his editor or his producer at the Good Morning Show or whatever wrote Jackie, didn't he?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, did he write this too? Did he write this?
No, it's the same director.
Oh, okay. So it's not okay. Thank you. I was like, sorry, I cannot participate in Spencer if he has anything to do with this.
The one who just kept blowing him off and blowing him off.
Yeah.
No. Okay. This is the same director.
Gotcha.
And if y'all don't know what we're talking about, you need to read Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow. Anyways, continue.
Yes. But
I can't wait.
I'm very excited I think Kristen Stewart looks ethereal, amazing.
She looks amazing.
Yeah.
She's just like her. I did not know she was going to be able to pull that off.
Can emote like disappointment with people better than she does.
Yeah. I love Kristen Stewart. And I hate when people don't love her. But I'm not 100% down with Sally Hawkins.
Oh, I haven't even. Oh, you're right. I think I just kind of the
I don't know
gaping
who she's
maw.
supposed to be. Is she supposed to be like a lady in
in
waiting
waiting.
or
Yeah.
something? But they made it look like she's got like the main part, and I just can't with her. The maw is too much. I
Yeah.
can't do it.
I can't talk to Gilles about it because as a French person, he has very specific opinions about things. So he has very Dode Fayed opinions about their family, and it's just doesn't. It's very French, and
He
he's like,
hates the British.
"Oh, the roast beef." I need to do like a PowerPoint presentation or a pivot table on the English, the people who the French hate the most. It's obviously the British are number
Mhm.
one.
Mhm.
That was also the wildest part for me. I didn't really remember it until I'd been with Gilles just rereading Band of Brothers, how much the Band of Brothers hated the French because they just felt like they were soulless and like had given up. But when you constantly are being invaded by the Germans, maybe you're just like, fuck it. Like,
They
what
thought
do
they
I
were
do?
cheese eating surrender monkeys.
Exactly. But
That's
then when
what
you go to the town, yes, very Simpsons
yes.
reference. But when you go to the town where Gilles grew up, there's the Museum de Resistance there, and it's like amazing what the French people actually did to resist. And
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, every person is on the line. There's no like person who doesn't exist on the I hate you. Like the Portuguese are probably the least hatred, but like between the Italians, especially the Northern Italians and the Dutch, and
How does he feel about Southern ex-evangelical American women?
Well, he loves us. Do you know
Good.
why? Because our accents are the easiest for him to understand.
Really?
Shut up.
Absolutely.
Shut up. That's
Why?
amazing.
There's something about our tonality. If we watch anything that's British, he has to put, or Irish or Scottish, he has to put on the subtitles. The way down, not a problem.
Amazing.
Funny.
Every
That's
fucking
so
word.
funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Huh, I wonder what it is.
And then when I go to France, they're all like, say something. Say Notre Dame. They always want me to say shit to them.
I would 100% be like Notre Dame.
But
Notre
it is,
Dame.
we're slow talking. I mean, think about it. We talk slower. We enunciate.
Not according to my Costa Rican sister-in-law. She can't understand a word we're saying.
Isn't
She
that
thinks,
fun? But then can
she
she
thinks we talk
understand?
she thinks we all talk way too fast.
Mm.
Yeah.
But like, does she understand like New Jersey people or
I don't
Boston
know.
people?
I don't know. Maybe.
No one
feel
understands
bad.
Boston people.
That's true.
Oh my God, Heidi, don't get me started. Beth knows when you do a podcast with me, I love to sit here and talk like Marty Walsh from Boston. I love that accent. We're supposed to get some snow tomorrow. I got my snow throw ready. Oh my God,
Is it really going to
drunk.
snow?
No.
Oh.
It might. I'm having to use my scraper. I'm having to use my scraper in the morning.
Okay. So anybody else reading anything good? Heidi, are you reading anything?
I've been reading it's on Kindle Unlimited if you like free books, and it's by Samantha Whiskey, and it's like a vampire romance, and I'm really into it. It's really good. I've read all of them, but other than that, no. I mean, I have a backlog of arcs on my NetGalley that I'm trying to get through, but I have just been like, my brain has just been COVID. So like I just am trying to like claw my way out of that.
Are you listening to any podcasts or anything that kind of helps you decompress from when you maybe go for a run or
I watched the season 3 of You, and that was fun. Watching him just murder people. That was fun.
But the girl murders people too in season 3.
Yeah, they're gross. Yeah, I watched that, and it's like set in like a suburb of San Francisco, which is where I live, and so it feels very like relevant because they're all, pod people. So yeah,
how's Liverpool doing these days?
I remember Mark was yelling about something today, so they must have been playing. I don't know. I don't pay attention.
So Heidi's husband loves Liverpool. I love Liverpool because I'm super horny for their coach, and also Daniel Craig grew up around there, and that is his team. So yeah, Soccer.
I don't pay attention to the sports. I don't pay
I don't know
attention.
anything
No.
about the sports.
Sports ball.
Sports
I
ball.
love sports ball.
I don't know anything about
I
the
told
sport ball.
Heidi, I said, after going to a game in France, Lille, LOSC, I almost called it like Lille of soccer club. It's like Lille Sporting Club or something.
Okay.
Or soccer starts at 8:00 or 7:00, and it's done at 9.
9:30. Yeah, 9:30 probably.
Yeah, done. No, not even 9:30. Like, because it's an hour and a half, right? And they have 30-minute halftime.
Yep.
So if it starts at 7, it ends at 9, and then you can make a dinner reservation at 9:10. There is none of this. It might take 4 hours.
All right.
Unlike the cheer competition for my child, like, so Reed did, my son did soccer, and he was like 1 hour in and out, best thing ever. And then Emerson's doing cheer, and it's a competition an hour and a half away. It's going to cost us $30 in tickets just to go. I mean, to sit
That's
there for
the
like 8 hours.
patriarchy.
Yeah.
She's so fucking limber.
And it's gross. It's gross.
V just said that she is reading the Tiffany Rice holiday books. They're great, hot, fast, free on Hoopla, and being covered on Fated Mates Wednesday. Thank you for
Nice.
What's
telling us about
Hoopla?
those. I don't know. It's an app.
I like
Reading
Fated
app.
Mates, though. That's Sarah McLean's podcast.
Yeah.
Fated Mates.
I love Tiffany Rice. Her books never disappoint.
They
Even when they're
don't.
fast reads, they're excellent. I need to reread those anyway.
She's
They
good
really-
at creating characters you really want to see bone, but also that you actually give a shit about.
Yeah. And that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I want to see them bone. Happens a lot.
You're like, take off your clerical collar.
Or leave it on.
Yeah.
Hoopla's a library app. All right, hey.
Can you get that on your like a Kindle? So I just Simon and Schuster was like, get a free ebook, and it was I don't know, it was some like literary shit because I like to think I'm fancy. And I was like, sure, I'll take it, but it's a web app, and I hate reading
On your phone.
on my phone, and I'm not going to read it on my computer because I do enough of that for work. And I'm like, if you're going to give
Most
me
of them
free,
have a way to send to your.
I
to
couldn't
your
figure out a way to
Kindle if you
download a
know.
PDF or an EPUB. I couldn't. I was like, this sucks. I hope you go fucking Oyster, you assholes. Like, make it easy for me.
Oh, I miss Oyster.
That was Simon and Schuster. They cannot seem to get this right.
Well, I finally got my Libby app to work with my library card. I had to go update my library card. Literally, I had to walk into the Memphis library and update my library account. So I did it. Now I can use Libby, and I won't be spending as much money on books, although I will definitely be spending that much money on books because that's what I do.
Libby's
Can I
good for the
make-
audiobooks, though.
Yeah. And I also have been, the past couple of months, I've been thrifting a lot of books. And right now I'm in collection mode. So I collected all the hardbacks of Karen Marie Moning's The Fever series that I thrifted all of them for less than $25. All of
Nice.
them. Yes. And I got a Voyager and a first edition Voyager hardback with the old cover from Diana Gabaldon. So now I'm trying to thrift all the hardbacks of those, the original editions of those. It is super fun.
Even the
If you're-
ones you have not read.
Yes. Well, no, I mean, I don't really care about. I don't think that those look good, right? Like only the ones that have like the cool old covers, which you can kind of see over there above my lamp. That's Voyager right there. Yeah, I don't think they have cool covers. I don't know. I guess if I see them and I like it, I'll get it. But
I have the first edition of Moby because I bought it the day it came out.
I think I have a first edition written in my own heart's blood, but it's the only hardback I have. But anywho, if you're depressed or lonely, start thrifting book collections, and it might make you feel better.
Are you doing it all in person? You're thrifting
Mhm.
in person? Oh wow,
Now, some of them I filled in with like on thrift books,
Yeah.
that I couldn't find, but it was like way more fun to like go and try to get them all. I got a bunch of Georgette Hires that are gorgeous, and I'm having so much fun.
That's so funny you talk about getting first editions because tomorrow I'm publishing my Overwhelmed newsletter, second edition, and it's pretty much all Band of Brothers content because it is
Excellent.
the 20th anniversary of the miniseries coming out, and I'm World War II obsessed. Anyone that knows me is that. I have the first edition of Herman Wouk's The Winds of War
Ah.
from like
Ooh.
the 70s, and it was my parents' copy.
Oh, wow.
That I found in the basement of their house.
Nice. My parents don't have any good books. Refugio wants to know if we have any updates on the Bridgerton. We talked about Bridgerton a little bit.
Hi,
it'll be
Refugio.
here-
I'm in my office.
Yes, we will be talking about it when it comes back. It'll come back in January-ish. We'll talk
Can't
about it then.
wait.
Yeah. We might
Is
do Eloise's
Refugio
book before
like
then.
calling in from Italy because he has a very Are we international?
So we're so international. It's only 7 a.m. there, so maybe.
It was Sheila. Winds of War was an amazing. I was on ABC.
Guys, that is not what I know. I know The Blue and the Gray with Stacy Keach. That's it.
Well, those same people did North and South on
No.
ABC.
The Blue and the Gray was better than North and
You're
South.
all babies.
I was born in 1984, so I have no idea.
If you're
what
asking
talking
what season Loki is in, they've only done the first season.
That's right.
Refugio.
Well,
International Light Kibble, Mr. 305. Come back, Refugio.
who else likes banana Laffy Taffy?
Nope.
It's the best.
I like banana now and laters.
It's the same flavoring.
Same thing. Yeah,
I
same
know, but
thing.
it's a different mouthfeel.
I wonder if I plugged my nose up, if I'd be able to taste this, if it would taste like anything.
So my smell, because I got that breakthrough case of COVID from Leighton, because of course I did. So my sense of smell is still like nothing. I can smell nothing.
Do you test it like every day? You're like, do I smell gasoline? Do I smell?
So I
dung?
used to have like a pretty strong, like my family called me like a bloodhound. Like I could smell everything. Like it's kind of a gross level of smell. And now I smell like probably a normal amount. I don't know.
That's very
I
weird.
wonder if your sense of smell was like that because of your color blindness, like you were making up for it.
Oh, so you want to hear something interesting? Okay,
No.
so
No, I don't want to hear anything interesting.
So have you ever heard of synthesia?
No, what is that?
Okay, so it's probably like something in your brain. So if I scratch right here on my rib cage, I feel it here on my arm. Okay. So I always thought that was like nerve damage or something because I've had back surgeries and stuff. But my daughters, both my kids, if you say the number, like say a number, it's associated with a color in their mind, and some words have a taste and some words have a smell. And so it's called synthesia, where like all the senses got mixed up in their brains. And so, yeah, so I'm wondering if that's why this has affected me so greatly.
How did you discover that they had that too, or it's a thing?
And they see it differently. Like if you say a number to Emerson and a number to Leighton, they both have a color for it, but not the same color. Like it's very specific in their minds.
But how did you discover this? How did you realize that they had this?
So specifically, like if they're doing if they're doing like a color by numbers, and the number is like 5, and they have to be told to color yellow, they have to fight against their instincts to color a certain color.
Oh, that's
and so that's how we figure it out. Yeah.
Oh, I
it's
love
weird.
That's
Synesthesia.
brain.
I wonder
is
if that's
wild.
related to like when you think that letters and numbers have gender, like A
Probably.
is male, B is female. Like
I
all
saw
of my
that
letters,
the other day on Twitter, and I was like, "Huh?" But
all of my
do you
letters
have
and
that?
numbers have gender. Yeah, they all do.
Really?
I just think of it more of
Yeah.
like some letters are important and some just suck. So maybe it's the same thing.
Emerson and I
the
would
men
talk
gender
about
suck.
Emerson and I would talk about the gender of letters and numbers, and when we didn't agree, we would get like real mad at each other. Like, no,
So
A
it's
is a boy.
really-
She's like, no, A is female. I was like, no, it is not. And then like T is non-binary now. Like when I was little, T was a boy.
So that's really common with people with ADHD. Apparently, synthesia is like there's some sort of comorbidity there. So
I love that it's called it's a comorbidity.
yes, that's what it's called.
It's
Yes.
it's like you're a geriatric millennial. I love like terminology. It's so fun.
I love that your mom
just
just
have
called you a freak.
She's not wrong. I would love to tell you all the things wrong with me. I could list them. We could talk for the next hour and a half with everything wrong with me.
Yes.
You look fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Your hair's amazing. This like good
Oh, it's
like
so
ombre.
dry. It's gross. No, it's ombre because I haven't had it done since like March. That's why it's ombre. It's not on purpose.
Oh, did you realize that maybe it's just my local Sephora, they're not selling Olaplex anymore.
Oh, I buy it well, where do I buy it? I think I buy it on what's the one? Not Sephora,
Ulta?
the other one. Ulta.
Ulta?
Yeah, I buy
Yeah.
from Ulta. Yeah.
Because I stopped into my neighborhood Sephora the other day to get ginseng from Origins for little,
Mhm.
and they're like, "Oh, we don't sell that anymore." So now I'm using Ordinary caffeine.
I love that ginseng stuff. That stuff is so
The
good.
ginseng stuff is great because it has a little
Mhm.
color, but the Ordinary caffeine serum, I tried it the other day too because with this, I was getting a migraine because this is where my migraines are. I slathered it all over my forehead, knocked it out in a second.
Really interesting.
That's
It's
awesome.
interesting.
I love drugs.
That's a great place to end it, you guys.
I think so.
In the meantime, thank you for joining us for happy hour, and let us know what you want us to cover podcast wise and otherwise, and we will get on it. I'm probably going to really want to talk about the Wheel of Time, even though nobody's going to want to watch it with me. Karen's reading it too, but Karen lives across the other side of the ocean, so just be me.
If anybody wants to read and talk about, not read, but watch any Britney Spears documentaries, I'm your girl.
I've watched them all
Watched
of
them
them.
all, every last one of them, and then had long conversations with Ryan about them because he's my only
There
friend.
is a brand new one out on the Roku channel, just in case you didn't realize.
No, we watched it.
Was it good? Worth it?
No.
No. Okay.
Nothing on the Roku channel is worth it. Don't.
It popped up for us. I'm like, oh, another Britney documentary.
No. I think they have a contract with Reese Witherspoon and therefore useless.
Refugio, unless you're fucking selling Chanel at cost, fuck off. That's all I want. Sell makeup.
I don't know what's going on.
I love you though. Mr. 305. He just said he sold makeup. DM him. What kind of makeup?
I don't know. I don't
Back to
know.
Lulu. Back to the Lula Rich.
I need some Laura
conversation there.
Mercier for cheap. That's all.
All right. Good night, you guys. Thanks for joining us. We will see you soon. Bye.